This is the fifth video in my On Privacy series, which examines what some prominent people have said about privacy. In the first four videos, I examined quotes from Chinese General Sun Tzu, former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, and two Supreme Court justices, Louis Brandeis and William Douglas. At the conclusion of my last video, I shared a quote written by Justice Douglas. In his dissenting opinion on the 1948 Supreme Court case of United States versus Columbia Steel, he wrote, quote, "Power that controls the economy should be in the hands of elected representatives of the people, not in the hands of an industrial oligarchy." That was 1948. Fast forward 76 years to August 2nd, 2024. Today, 6 American companies have a combined market cap of $14.7 trillion, which is more than the combined GDP of Russia and Libya and every country in the Western Hemisphere, with the exception of the United States and Cuba. While Justice Douglas used the term industrial oligarch in 1948, in 2023, Seamus Bruner coined a new phrase for some of the incredibly wealthy people running these massive corporations. He called them Controligarchs. I am Dr. John Padfield. I am a business professor and a former Indiana state representative, and this is Business Reform, where we discuss issues at the intersection of business, technology, and society. In this video, we are going to look at what some of the most powerful, unelected people in the world have said and done regarding privacy. According to Cambridge Dictionary, an oligarch is defined as someone who is extremely rich and powerful. Bruner defines a controligarch as an oligarch who wants to control people's individual lives. Full disclosure, the cover art on Seamus's book depicts 5 men he considers controligarchs, but we will only be focusing on 3 of them in this video. George Soros is a polarizing figure who has influenced numerous elections over the past several years through his wealth and the organizations which he funds. However, he has not said or done much directly impacting privacy, so I am ignoring him for this video. Likewise, Jeff Bezos runs Amazon, the 5th most valuable company in the United States. Amazon sells a lot of products with network cameras and microphones, many of which have serious privacy implications that I plan to discuss in a future video. However, Bezos himself has not said much regarding privacy, so I am also ignoring him in this video. That brings us to Bill Gates, the founder of the 2nd most valuable company in the United States, which is worth over $3 trillion. Bill Gates is not a medical doctor, a virologist, a climatologist, nor a farmer, even though he is the largest private owner of farmland in the United States, with 275,000 acres, or about 430 square miles, as of July 2024. According to Forbes, Bill Gates is worth about $129 billion, making him the 9th wealthiest person on Earth. So what does Bill Gates have to say about privacy? The answer may surprise you. In an interview published in Wired magazine in November 2013, Gates said, quote, "Historically, privacy was almost implicit because it was hard to find and gather information. But in the digital world, whether it's digital cameras or satellites or just what you click on, we need to have more explicit rules, not just for governments but for private companies." I wholeheartedly agree with what he said. Bill Gates also said, "It is my belief that industry and government around the world should work even more closely to protect the privacy and security of Internet users and promote the exchange of ideas while respecting legitimate government considerations." While Bill Gates and I may have differences of opinion about the extent of those legitimate government considerations, I again agree with what he said in this quote as well. When it comes to matters of privacy, my problem with Bill Gates is not what he says, but what he and the company he founded does. Actions speak much louder than words. Here are 4 headlines about Microsoft's privacy lawsuits from just 2023. Microsoft is routinely hit with class action lawsuits and Department of Justice civil penalties for a continual stream of privacy violations, on everything from their Edge browser to their Xbox gaming consoles to what they are doing with OpenAI. Next, there is the founder and CEO of Facebook, now known as Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. Meta is the sixth most valuable company in the United States, and according to Forbes, Mark Zuckerberg is the third wealthiest person in the world with a net worth of over $181 billion. I believe Mark Zuckerberg's most honest statement about privacy wasn't anything that he said in a speech, but rather what he wrote in a text conversation with a friend. In 2010, Mark Zuckerberg admitted in an interview with Jose Vargas from The New Yorker that he really did write this to a friend. Zuckerberg: "Yeah, so if you ever need info about anyone at Harvard, just ask. I have over 4,000 emails, pictures, addresses." Friend: "What? How'd you manage that one?" Zuckerberg: "People just submitted it. I don't know why they trust me, dumb Fs." Zuckerberg is mocking people for trusting him as he offers to share their private emails and photos with a friend if he ever, quote, needs info about anyone at Harvard. On October 10, 2013, Zuckerberg made the news when he decided to remove the option for Facebook users to be unsearchable by name, thus making it easier for stalkers to find their victims on Facebook. Ironically, the very next day, Zuckerberg made the news again when he spent $30 million to buy the 4 houses adjacent to his property because, he values his privacy. But what does Zuckerberg say about privacy? Answering that question is like nailing Jell-O to the wall because it keeps changing. In 2010, the New York Times quoted Zuckerberg as saying, quote, "The age of privacy is over." But after numerous privacy lawsuits and billions of dollars of settlements, Facebook announced they were changing their ways and were now dedicated to protecting users' privacy. Even Zuckerberg himself acknowledged the public was skeptical of this announcement.
Now look, I get that a lot of people aren't sure that we're serious about this. I know that we don't exactly have the strongest reputation on privacy right now, to put it lightly.
In 2016, Zuckerberg told Business Insider, "What Facebook stands for in the world is giving people a voice and spreading ideas. Facebook does let people share ideas, as long as those ideas don't involve the laptop from hell, lockdowns, or authoritarian government mandates." And as recently as last year, Bass Pro Shops was sued for sharing firearm purchase data with Facebook. So in my opinion, Facebook is continuing to violate people's privacy in spite of Mark Zuckerberg's statements about how much Facebook now respects privacy. The final Controligarch pictured on Seamus Bruner's book is Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum. His organization has been at the center of a lot of controversies lately because it advocates ideas such as the consumption of insects to reduce climate change and requiring everyone to have and use a digital ID. Links to these articles are in the description of this video. So what does Mr. Schwab have to say about privacy? I have seen video clips of him saying some troubling things about total transparency, but I am not going to show those clips or even quote him. Number one, because they were said in a language I do not speak and I cannot verify the accuracy of the translation. And two, the video clips I have seen appear to have been edited, and I do not want to run the risk of quoting him out of context. I value my own credibility too much to share with you things that may have been taken out of context. I can tell you that I disagree with Mr. Schwab on many ideas that he promotes, but I do not have reliable enough source material to discuss any of his statements on privacy. I am planning 2 or 3 more videos in this series. Then I'm planning to do a series of videos on countermeasures, how you can go about reclaiming and protecting your privacy. If you have ideas for any other topics related to privacy, please leave your suggestions in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and send a link to this video to a couple of friends. And as always, thank you for watching.